If you're in the market for rare Japanese exclusive collectibles, check out Zen Market. This guy showed up pristine condition, nice crisp hang tag, and he was packed in a special plastic baggie that was wrapped in its own bubble wrap and then was wrapped in even more bubble wrap. They have responsive customer service and will respond to your questions through a special message tab. Check out my referral link in the description today.
Dragon Ball, horror, kaiju, and more. Steven's Toy Reviews.
Hey there, collectors. It's going to be Steven here, and welcome to another review where today we're going to be taking a look at something that is rather obscure. Some folks actually didn't even know that this one hit, and now, unfortunately, well, today we're going to be taking a look at a special Bandai Movie Monster Series release, and it is going to be Godzilla 1954 Maquette, or template. This is going to be a release from a special art exhibit called Godzilla the Art, ran by Parco, over the late spring, early summer of 2023. This figure is exclusive to a special mail-away campaign where you had to go to the Godzilla the Art exhibit, you had to pick up a mail form, send it in, and then right around Godzilla Day of 2023, this figure started to get mailed out. Now, the price was about 4750 yen, so 4,750, so we can just generally say, let's say, $45, let's go ahead and say that, at retail. So that's pretty good, right? So how about now? Aftermarket price on the Japanese aftermarket is going to be about 20,000 yen. That's a lot of money. Well, if you're interested, this review is definitely going to be helpful. So let's take a look to see whether or not it's going to be worth adding into your collection. And if you've already been priced out, well, here's going to be a 4K look for you. So if you didn't know, the original 1954 design for Godzilla actually went through a couple of different phases. There's a couple of stylized figures out there for some of them, but this is going to be the first time that Bandai really attempted this particular one for Godzilla here. So, yay! Of course, we'll talk about the downside that this is going to be an exceptionally limited release. For this particular Godzilla, we have more so of a scaling texture for the main body instead of the typical keloid scarring that goes along with the scales for Godzilla, but nevertheless, this is a really neat design. He does have a frog head, and it's kind of flat, which is cool. The white eyes are rather simple, given Bandai's new trait of somehow not getting eye paint looking all that great. That stems from the Collector's Division all the way down to Movie Monster Series, the Boys Division, even with the -1 Movie Monster Series. But nevertheless, looks fine. The teeth, they look mostly okay. We do have a notable jaw seam, which is going to be a separate piece of vinyl along with the head. And then mine just has a little bit of the red bleed over. So, c'est la vie, it is what it is. Other than that, really, we only have white paint, or I guess a lighter shade of gray for the dorsal plates, which does continue on to the first few on the tail, but that's basically going to be it. The figure is rather simplistic. The sculpted details are nice, but realistically speaking, we do have the red for the mouth with the somewhat pale yellowish, whatever you want to call it, for the teeth, white of the eyes, and then sort of gray-white for the dorsal plates, and that's it. We have nothing for the claws. We have nothing to help enhance the details of the sculpt in the body. It is a very, very simplistic figure in the looks department, but thankfully it is so unique in and of itself that you are going to look over this thing with a fine-tooth comb to see the finer sculpted details. At least once. Okay, tag. Here's what the tag's going to look like, and it is, I actually can't tell if that's a render or if that's an actual image taken from the Toho archives of Godzilla going to town in Japan and destroying stuff. It says Godzilla the Art, so you know what I'm talking about. And like I made mention from the intro, nice, clean, crisp, pristine tag directly from Japan, which is cool. You can see the front of the tag and the back of the tag, pretty standard for a modern-day Movie Monster Series. The articulation now, pretty straightforward, but Godzilla just has shoulder and thigh swivels. So, that's it. The head doesn't move, doesn't want to move. The tail doesn't move, doesn't want to move. Size comparison, here you go. Pretty much your standard 6-inch scale Movie Monster Series figure. All right. Buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Pretty much at this point, this is only going to be for the diehards here who want this 1954 design of Godzilla in their collection. There's, I think, an X Plus I think a couple of stylized, like Marmot, Marusan, so forth, ones of this guy, but this is laughably the more affordable one at quote unquote retail price. But now with it being as expensive as it is, good luck getting this in an affordable range. Like I said, I saw this just recently at like the 20,000 yen price point hovering. I was able to get mine for significantly less, thankfully. I was able to pick mine up right when it came out, so yay. But if you are looking to get yours, like I said, I do genuinely recommend Zen Market. They're pretty quick when it comes to getting stuff from Japan. They do Yahoo Japan auctions and Mercari, so that's where I got mine. Yay. Unfortunately, this is not going to be worth it, though. Keep that in mind. I mean, the only saving grace I could say is maybe they'll do just a complete monochromatic black and white repaint. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a neat novelty. I don't know. I don't really have much else to say aside from it's cool to have on the shelf, but it isn't necessary.